Okay, so I mentioned this in the Matthew 4 part 2, and I know I have a shadow right here with the phone, but I just had to come out and tell you this is my little waterfall section of our house. And I wanted to share this story because it's just so funny and relatable. But this is the story where Israelites are wanting more than manna. And so God and Moses have this conversation. So I'm going to read it to you what's going on because I'm quite sure there's some parents and some pastors, probably, maybe some managers, that also relate to this. So the rabble with them began to crave other food, and again the Israelites started wailing and saying, "If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But these were all at Egypt at no cost." No cost, like their lives apparent. Okay. Anyway, um, now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna. They're just complaining. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like resin. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it into cakes, and it tasted like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Now, we do know that the manna had all the sustenance they needed, all the vitamins, minerals, everything that they needed, God provided in this manna. So, Moses heard the people of every family wailing, each at the entrance of his temple, of his tent, sorry. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. So, combination of the two, you've angered God and your leaders, probably not a good thing. He asked the Lord, this Moses, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you that you put all the burden of these people on me? Did I conceive all these people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised on oath to their forefathers? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, 'Give us meat to eat.' I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you're going to treat me, put me to death right now if I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin." I'm sorry, but it's funny. I mean, the conversation that God is having with Moses, and Moses just, if this is how you're going to treat me, God, then just go ahead and kill me. I'm just get rid of me. I'm done with these people. He's so fed up. The Lord said to Moses, "Bring me 70 of Israel's elders who are known to you as leaders and officials among the people. Have them come to the tent of meeting that they may stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take of the spirit that is on you and put the spirit on them." So he's going to kind of spread the load out here. They will help you carry the burden of the people so that you will not have to carry it alone. Now he goes and addresses the people issue. "Tell the people, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow, when you will eat meat. The Lord heard you when you wailed, 'If only we had meat to eat, we were better off in Egypt.'" And they forgot how much slavery was, what kind of slavery they went through. "Now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it." Can you not just see a parent? Fine, you asked for this, you're going to eat it, and you're going to eat a lot of it. You will not eat it for just one day, or 2 days, or 5, or 10, or 20, but for a whole month. until it comes out of your nostrils and you loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wailed before him, saying, "Why did we ever leave Egypt?" Now, of course, Moses goes into saying, "But here I am among 600,000 men on foot, and you say, 'I will give them meat to eat for a whole month.' Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Would they even have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught for them?" He's saying, this is a lot of people. You're going to provide that much meat for them? The Lord answered Moses, and this is in the wilderness, obviously. He's going, "I don't know how you're going to do this, God, but this is impossible, and I'm tired of the complaining. Just put me out of my misery." The Lord answered Moses, "Is the Lord's arm too short? You will now see whether or not I will say what I say will come true for you." And of course, he does bring it. God's resources are always far greater than our own, so he always provides. But the people we find out what happens. Now, a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It brought them down all around the camp to about 3 feet above the ground. That's how many? As far as a day's walk in any direction. All that day and night, all the next day, the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 homers, which is about 60 bushels. Then they spread them out all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth and before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague, probably food poisoning. Therefore, the place was named Kibroth Hatava, which means graves of craving. Man, there's such a sermon in this, because they buried the people who had craved other food. But anyway, there's a lot more you can go into it, but I just had to share the funny side, the relatable side of what is going on here between Moses and God, and how I have felt that as a parent of going, fine, you want this? I'll give it to you. And you're going to eat it till you're sick in your stomach. But hopefully we do not complain that much to God to where he makes us sick and we go through this. But anyway, had to share, and hope you enjoyed the story as much as I do. If you haven't read some of these stories between Moses and God's conversation, it's really quite funny. So go back and read some of them and put it through the context of this very relatable human parent conversation. It'll crack you up.